Cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair.
The ventilation fan is broken,
spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go.
My lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat,
trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise.
the wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air.
I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown. Standing in the crowded lounge, yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. My vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Asphyxiating sin, but the latch is rusted shut, the glass is much too thick. Inhaling all these promises is making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, cough it up, cannot breathe. Trapped inside the smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. The smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Air is clearing, lungs are aching, cigarette crushed, walk outside. cast a terrifying gloom overhead, painting the afternoon sky a terrifying bruised red. I watch your silhouette standing by the bedroom door, a dark apparition that I cannot recognize anymore. The luminance has vanished from your beautiful brown eyes, replaced by an abyss of complicated, twisted lies. I carry a brass lantern, but the kerosene has run dry, wandering blindly beneath this darkened twilight sky. My chest cavity feels like a damp subterranean cave, trapped inside this emotional, suffocating grave. The sun retreated behind a massive blocking moon, turning our joyful morning into a dreadful afternoon. The lack of illumination breeds terrible lurking ghosts. We are serving as unwilling, miserable, haunted hosts. The twilight creeps inward, consuming the vibrant day, chasing every single ounce of brilliant light away. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun, a total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal, poisonous, miserable seed. Shadowed heart, beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight. The umber spreads quickly across the living room wall, waiting for the inevitable, terrifying curtain to fall. I reach out to grab your hand, but grasp only the air, stumbling around in this pitch black atmosphere. I try to strike a flint, but the sparks refuse to catch. We are completely incompatible, a terrible mismatch. The shadows grow taller, morphing into terrifying shapes, blocking out all the viable, accessible escapes. The lack of illumination breeds terrible, lurking ghosts. We are serving as unwilling, miserable, haunted hosts. The twilight creeps inward, consuming the vibrant day, chasing every single ounce of brilliant light away. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun, a total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal, poisonous, miserable seed. Shadowed heart, beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight. Photosynthesis requires a genuine, radiant beam, but we are living entirely inside a nocturnal dream. The darkness is absolute, a thick impenetrable cloak, choking out the fire until there is only smoke. Lights out, total dark, cannot see, blind love. Living with the shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun, a total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal, poisonous, miserable seed. Shadowed heart, beating slowly surrendering completely without putting up a fight. Welcome night, embrace the dark, no more dawn, shadows win.
I left the vintage bicycle outside during the pouring rain. Now the pedals refuse to turn on the stiff and jammed chain. The beautiful chrome handlebars are covered in an orange crust, transforming our shiny vehicle into a pile of useless dust. The iron gateway screeches loudly when I push it open wide, exposing the junkyard of broken promises sitting right inside. Flakes of brown oxidation fall onto the muddy gravel path, a chemical reaction resulting from my terrible, stubborn wrath. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid, chewing through the solid plate. Realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect. I turn the ignition key, but the motor simply will not start. A metaphor for the terrible condition of my hardened heart. The hood is welded shut by years of absolute disregard, parked permanently inside this overgrown, miserable yard. The padlock on the cellar door lacks a matching functional key, sealing away the treasure chest of what we used to be. I scrape the surface with a wire brush, trying to find a shine, but the decay goes much deeper than the visible outer line. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid, chewing through the solid plate. Realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect. But the devastating process of weathering has officially won. No amount of polish can reverse this brutal chemical toll. We are just metallic scraps, lacking a functional beating soul. Metal grind, gears lock, flakes fall, corrode completely. This sea is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease. Watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love and oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect. Scrape it off, toss it out. Scrapyard calls, nothing left, nothing left. Cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair. The ventilation fan is broken, spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go. My lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat, trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. The wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air. I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown, standing in the crowded lounge. Yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Oh, trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Crack the window open, let the hurricane rush in.
rusted shut, the glass is much too thick. Inhaling all these promises is making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, cough it up, cannot breathe. Hey, yeah. Trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we can hail the smoke, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. Smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. Air is clearing, lungs are aching, cigarette crushed, walk outside. The tuning pegs are slipping, the pitch is always flat. I strum the wooden body where the vibrant rhythm set, but the resonance has vanished, the sound box is deceased, the musical connection is permanently ceased.
My calluses are peeling, my fingertips just bleed, planting barren melodies from a corrupted seed.
The bridge is slowly cracking under immense tension, losing every single ounce of my creative comprehension.
Plucking at the wires, but
They yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull vibration
vibrating through the bone.
The fretboard is deserted,
The neck is warped and bent, every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood.
the nylon fibers fray,
The steel begins to rust,
the instrument case gathers
a century of dust.
I sweep the plectrum downwards,
Hoping for a chord, but I only get the silence of a solitary ward.
the capo clamps down forcefully,
But changes no key, restricting the expression of the artist inside me. The harmonics are muted, deadened by the grief, searching through the songbook for a moment of relief.
plucking at the wires,
But they yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull
vibration vibrating through the bone. The fretboard is deserted, the neck is warped and bent, every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings self-destruct. You cannot play a masterpiece on a broken violin. You cannot win a battle where you never should begin. Strum the wire, hear the snap, total silence, music stops. Playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood. Put it down, close the case, lock the latch, no more songs.
Oh no, no.
I watch the fireplace turning into gray tonight. The warmth we used to share has lost its golden light.
Sitting on this velvet chair,
Staring at the dust, wondering how a passionate flame turned into rust.
I strike a match, but the timber is far too damp. Shadows creeping slowly around the reading lamp.
The winter breeze whispers through the window pane, washing away our history like an autumn rain. We blew the sparks, we tried to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second, then gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn.
I put my six string down against the wooden wall, waiting for a miracle, waiting for you to call.
But the silence is louder than a thunder strike, riding down this lonely road on a broken bike.
I wrap this wool blanket tightly across my chest,
Trying to find a momentary place of rest, but your scent still lingers on the pillowcase, a ghost I constantly try to chase. We blew the sparks, we try to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. for a second, then gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn. Consuming the forest, devouring the sea. Now we are just a memory, a tale to be told, a story of a fire that grew terribly cold. Just smoke
Rising up,
rising up,
fading now.
nothing for a second, then gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn.
Let it cool,
let the soot settle down.
No more heat.
Goodbye, my fading ember. Thermometer plunges far below the 0 degree. A sudden blizzard sweeps right across the raging sea. I wrap my shivering arms around your rigid, stiffened spine, hoping to find a flicker of the warmth that once was mine.
My exhalation transforms instantly into a frosty fog, sitting upon this frozen, snow-covered falling log. Icicles begin to form upon my eyelashes and my beard. This absolute sub-zero temperature is exactly what I feared. Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core. The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more. Every attempt at affection sends a shudder down my back. Walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone. Holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately, seeking the heat. But this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. The mattress feels identical to an Arctic expedition, and during this blizzard is my only remaining mission. I pull the thick duvet up tightly against my chilly chin, but the drafts are penetrating deeply,
into my very skin.
The radiator is broken, the pipes have completely burst.
This polar vortex is undeniably the absolute worst. I seek refuge beside the hearth, but there is no kindling left of every single thermal comfort I have been bereft. Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core. The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more. Every attempt at affection sends a shudder down my back. Walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone. Holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. We are two icebergs colliding in the darkest northern sea, shattering into pieces, floating aimlessly and free. No tropical summer sun could ever melt this massive chill. We are frozen completely solid on this desolate, snowy hill. Shiver now, frostbite stings, numbness spreads, turning blue. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone. Holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. Snow falls, ice thickens, winter rains frozen still. Sitting by the neon tavern sign, flickering outside, watching amber liquid pour as I swallow my pride. The bartender wipes the counter with a dirty rag, carrying this heavy sorrow in a leather bag.
Ice cubes melting slowly in this cylindrical glass, watching blurry strangers and midnight taxis pass. My tab is running high, but my spirit sinks so low. I drank the poison willingly, yet I cannot let you go. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for
for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung.
Empty bottles lined up like soldiers on the shelf. I am picking fights with the demons inside myself, stumbling through the alleyway,
Tripping on the curb, looking for a magic cure or some medicinal herb. The taxi driver asked me for an avenue or street, but I just stared blankly at the pedals on his feet. My destination vanished when you walked out the door. Now I am just a patron sleeping on the tavern floor. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. They say the liquor helps to sterilize the womb, but it only guarantees my sanity is ruined. The proof is in the bottle, the evidence is clear. I am fermenting all my sadness into liquid fear. Pour it, swallow hard, feel the burn, dizzy mind. Oh, these are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. The glass is empty, the bill is paid, staggering home, sobering up. I watch the fireplace turning into gray tonight. The warmth we used to share has lost its golden light.
Sitting on this velvet chair,
staring at the dust, wondering how a passionate flame turned into rust.
I strike a match, but the timber is far too damp. Shadows creeping slowly round the reading lamp.
The winter breeze whispers through the window pane, washing away our history like an autumn rain. We blew the sparks, we tried to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn.
I put my sixth string down against the wooden wall, waiting for a miracle, waiting for you to call. But the silence is louder than a thunder strike, riding down this lonely road on a broken bike.
I wrap this wool blanket tightly across my chest, trying to find a momentary place of rest, but your scent still lingers on the pillowcase, a ghost I constantly try to chase. We blew the sparks, we try to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers, dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn. Consuming the forest, devouring the sea. Now we are just a memory, a tale to be told. Story of a fire that grew terribly cold. Just smoke rising up, fading out, nothing left. Ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn. Let it cool, let the soot settle down. No more heat, goodbye, my fading ember. Every step I take feels like walking through thick mud. A sudden pressure drops, freezing up my rushing blood. I reach for the sky, but my arms are letting weight, trapped below the atmosphere, sealed behind iron gates.
The planet pulls me downward toward the solid dirt, wearing my exhaustion like a torn and ragged shirt. I cannot lift my boots, the terrain is far too steep, falling into an ocean that is incredibly deep. We used to float upon a cloud of bliss, now we are plunging straight into the abyss. The invisible force is dragging us below, stopping the forward momentum, making us incredibly slow. Heavy gravity sinking us to the ground. We are anchored to the bottom, tightly bound, cannot escape this massive, crushing weight. We realized our altitude was dropping too late. Heavy gravity pulling us from the stars, locking us forever behind invisible bars. Look up at the constellations, totally out of reach. We are stranded upon this desolate, ruined beach. My bones are aching from the atmospheric strain. Trying to stand upright feels completely in vain.
The apples fall from the tree, hitting the roots. We are tangled in the vines, wearing heavy suits. No wings could ever lift this massive amount of stone. We are sinking into the crust, absolutely alone. We used to float upon a cloud of bliss, now we are plunging straight into the abyss. The invisible force is dragging us below, stopping the forward momentum, making us incredibly slow. Heavy gravity sinking us to the ground. We are anchored to the bottom, tightly bound, cannot escape this massive, crushing weight. We realized our altitude was dropping too late. Heavy gravity pulling us from the stars, locking us forever behind invisible bars. Levitating high above without a single regret. But the universe demands an equal reaction. Now we are suffering this fatal attraction. Pulling down, crashing hard, no escape. Hitting bottom, heavy gravity sinking us to the ground. We are to the bottom, tightly bound, cannot escape this massive, crushing weight. We realized our altitude was dropping too late. Heavy gravity pulling us from the stars, locking us forever behind invisible bars. Pinned down, rooted deep, no more flight, grounded forever. look into the vanity mirror, but my reflection is torn. A distorted image of a woman, completely forlorn. A spiderweb of cracks spreading across the silver pane, multiplying my sorrow, duplicating my profound pain. Every single angle shows a different fractured view of the terrible moment when I finally lost you. Walking barefoot across the dangerous kitchen tile, navigating the debris of our ruined, broken smile. The crystal vase you threw is scattered everywhere, gleaming maliciously under the hanging chandelier. I pick up a jagged piece, studying the pointed edge, standing precariously upon a dangerous, rocky ledge. Fragility was a concept we carelessly chose to ignore, smashing our precious trust against the hardwood floor. You cannot glue a ruined mosaic back into its prime. The splinters will remain until the end of time. Walking on shattered glass, cutting our tender feet, leaving a bloody trail down the miserable, lonely street. A million tiny fragments of a promise we broke, choking on the dangerous, microscopic silica smoke. Shattered glass, reflecting our catastrophic mistake, realizing exactly how much a human soul can break. I bought a broom to sweep the terrible mess away, but the tiny sparkling diamonds stubbornly decide to stay, embedded deeply into the carpet, hidden from the eye, waiting to puncture our flesh whenever we walk by. The window pane was smashed by a thrown cobblestone. Now the freezing wind chills me straight to the bone. There is no protective barrier to keep the danger out, just an open wound filled with insecurity and doubt. Fragility was a concept we carelessly chose to ignore, smashing our precious trust against the hardwood floor. You cannot glue a ruined mosaic back into its prime. The splinters will remain until the end of time. Walking on shattered glass, cutting our tender feet, leaving a bloody trail down the miserable, lonely street. A million tiny fragments of a promise we broke, choking on the dangerous, microscopic silica smoke. Shattered glass, reflecting our catastrophic mistake, realizing exactly how much a human soul can break. Call our home, step carefully, feel the sting, bleed a little, sweep the floor. Walking on shattered glass, cutting our tender feet, leaving a bloody trail down the miserable, lonely street. A million tiny fragments of a promise we broke, choking on the dangerous, microscopic silica smoke. Shattered glass, reflecting our catastrophic mistake, realizing exactly how much a human soul can break. Watch your step, sharp. blizzard sweeps right across the raging sea.
I wrap my shivering arms around your rigid, stiffened spine,
hoping to find a flicker of the warmth that once was mine.
My exhalation transforms instantly into a frosty fog, sitting upon this frozen, snow-covered falling log.
Icicles begin to form upon my eyelashes and my beard.
This absolute sub-zero temperature is exactly what I feared.
Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core.
The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more.
Every attempt at affection sends a shudder down my back, walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack.
Trapped in this cold embrace,
freezing me to the bone, holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone.
we are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat.
But this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw,
surviving the harshest elements
without a single flaw.
The mattress feels identical to an Arctic expedition. Enduring this blizzard is my only remaining mission.
I pull the thick duvet up tightly against my chilly chin, but the drafts are penetrating deeply into my very skin.
The radiator is broken,
the pipes have completely burst.
this polar vortex is undeniably the absolute worst.
I seek refuge beside the hearth, but there is no kindling left
of every single thermal comfort I have been bereft.
Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core.
The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more.
Every attempt at affection
sends a shudder down my back, walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace,
freezing me to the bone, holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone.
we are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat. But this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace,
a winter that refuses to ever thaw,
surviving the harshest elements
without a single flaw. Colliding in the darkest northern sea, shattering into pieces, floating aimlessly and free.
No tropical summer sun could ever melt this massive chill. We are frozen completely solid on this desolate snowy hill.
Shiver now, frostbite stings, numbness spreads,
turning blue. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone, holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat. But this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace,
a winter that refuses to ever thaw,
surviving the harsh
harshest elements without a single flaw. Snow falls, ice thickens, winter rains, frozen still.
Press my fingers against the cool ivory keys, begging the wooden soundboard for a gentle breeze. But the hammers refuse to strike the metallic wire, extinguishing the passionate musical raging fire. I stare blankly at the completely empty manuscript, wondering where the beautiful harmony suddenly slipped. The tuning fork hums but finds no matching pitch. We are stuck permanently in this unmusical ditch. I adjust the microphone, but there is no vocal to record, just the devastating absence of a single meaningful word. My vocal cords are paralyzed by the unspoken grief, praying for a sonic wave to bring a moment of relief. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. The orchestra packed up their instruments and walked away, knowing there was absolutely nothing left for us to play. The conductor dropped his baton onto the dusty floor, closing the heavy curtain, locking the auditorium door. I hum a phantom tune that nobody else can hear, a pathetic lullaby to conquer my overwhelming fear. The metronome ticks, but the time has ceased to exist, wandering aimlessly through a thick unmusical mist. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. We tried to harmonize, but our voices constantly clashed, until the entire musical foundation forcefully
terrifying mute, a ruined piano and a broken splintered wooden flute. Hush now, listen closely, hear nothing, total void, playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. Fade away, drop the mic, close the lid, end the song. Fade away. Tracing the jagged lines, mapping out my pale skin, a permanent reminder of the battles I could not win. Every blemish tells a story of a deeply vicious fight, carved by a ruthless needle under fluorescent light.
The surgical thread pulled tight across my broken flesh,
trying to weave the torn tissue into a brand new mesh.
but the blade cut deeply through the muscle
and the vein, leaving a textured roadmap of excruciating pain.
Our wounds are
Overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way, a physical museum display. In our profound decay, we bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma, etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget.
I wear long sleeves in summer to conceal the wretched shame,
Bandages wrapping tightly around my fragile, battered frame, but the blood seeps through the cotton, staining it crimson red, exposing the brutal history I desperately want to shed. My fingertips run blindly over the bumpy, uneven terrain, reading the raised braille of your emotional hurricane. No ointment, no magical lotion can erase this brutal brand. We are permanently damaged, walking hand in hand. Our wounds are overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way, a physical museum display. In our profound decay, we bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. In a locked trauma, etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars and intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Fused together completely at the cellular, fleshy base, inseparable damage that no doctor can ever erase. We are a monstrous creation of surgical mistake, waiting for the final fragile suture to forcefully break. Slice it, bleed out, form a scab, never heal. We bear these tangled scars, high, intricate, and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares preventing us from going to sleep. In a locked trauma, etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars and intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Stitches pulled, tissue tears marked for life, permanent damage. I press my fingers against the cool ivory keys, begging the wooden soundboard for a gentle breeze. But the hammers refuse to strike the metallic wire, extinguishing the passionate, musical, raging fire. I stare blankly at the completely empty manuscript, wondering where the beautiful harmony suddenly slipped. The tuning fork hums but finds no matching pitch. We are stuck permanently in this unmusical ditch. I adjust the microphone, but there is no vocal to record, just a devastating absence of a single meaningful word. My vocal cords are paralyzed by the unspoken grief, praying for a sonic wave to bring a moment of relief. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, the deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret, the quietest tragedy that we will never forget. forget.
The orchestra packed up their instruments and walked away, knowing there was absolutely nothing left for us to play. The conductor dropped his baton onto the dusty floor, closing the heavy curtain, locking the auditorium door.
I hum a phantom tune that nobody else can hear, a pathetic lullaby to conquer my overwhelming fear. The metronome ticks, but the time has ceased to exist, wandering aimlessly through a thick, unmusical mist. The frequency drops entirely off the audible chart, a deafening quietness tearing our rhythm apart. We lost the tempo, we forgot the fundamental beat, surrendering our masterpiece to an absolute defeat. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. No melody can translate the magnitude of this despair, just a mute vibration hanging in the empty air. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret. The quietest tragedy that we will never forget. Terrifying mute, a ruined piano and a broken, splintered wooden flute. Hush now, listen closely, hear nothing, total void. Playing these silent chords into the vast unknown, standing on the concert stage, terribly and utterly alone. Silent chords, a symphony of unexpressed regret. The quietest tragedy that we will never forget. Fade away, drop the mic, close the lid, end the song.